And then I'm going to ask Chief Mark Schutte to come up, talk to you a little bit about active threat, because we'll have a drill here coming up before the end of September.
Thank you. Good afternoon. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mark Schutte. I'm the Chief of Police. I've been here since June. I'm here to talk about a subject nobody really wants to talk about. Active threat. Obviously, we hear about this type of stuff in the media quite frequently. You might have heard it called active shooter, but active shooter and active threat are not the same. Active shooter implies that there's only one type of weapon that's used, and active threat actually implies that there's multiple types of weapons that could be used. So what is an active threat? Quite simply, it's a person who's engaged in a killing spree and continues to do so until stopped. Real basic, real simple. What are the different types of characteristics of active threats? Well, they're all pretty much the same. Sure, somebody might show up to the facility with the intent to cause harm to one or two people, but active threat evolves into an active threat scenario when they continue to kill beyond what their original intent was. The event is very unpredictable. It evolves rapidly. Law enforcement is usually required to end it, and a lot of these attackers take their own lives. We're also seeing an increase in the civilian population responding and standing up to the attackers as well. Point of reference for that would be the train attack in Paris. A couple of U.S. service members were on board and they took action. So, employee response to active threat. If an active threat were to occur in this medical center, you'll hear over the PA system, active threat followed by the location. That should give everybody an indication of where it is. We use plain language. We're not going to use codes because codes are sometimes difficult to remember what it is. And when you hear a code silver, you get down to your badge and you're looking for what it is. But if we say active threat, you know immediately what it is. The idea is, of course, to ensure that you can respond right away to it. You may also be notified through other types of notification system. There's email, there's link, messenger, and then we have another system that we're bringing on board. Hopefully by the end of October it'll be full deployed. It's called Lynx, and this is a mass notification system and an emergency duress system. You'll learn more about that in the months coming, but I don't want to give up too much about it until we get it ready to deploy. But we do have the capability to notify you when these events occur. So what can you do? It's really simple. There's three things we want you to do, and only three. We want to make it very basic, very simple. The first of which is to evacuate. Get out of the area if you can. Take as many people with you who are willing to go. What I'm saying there is I don't want you to stand there for several minutes trying to convince people that it's in their best interest to leave. Say, come on, let's go, we're going this way. And if they follow you, great. If not, continue on your own. Leave your belongings behind, and there's really only one thing that I would ever encourage anybody to take with them, and it's usually on your person anyways, and that's a cell phone. There's 2 phone calls I want you to make when it's safe for you to make them. And the first, of course, is to 911, tell law enforcement what's going on. And the second is to your family, okay? Let them know that you're safe. That way they're not calling in here, clogging up our trunk lines, trying to find out how you are. These things have a tendency of hitting the news as soon as they start. When you are leaving, if you see responding law enforcement officers, keep your hands visible, follow all commands, all right? And give whatever information they ask for. And again, call 911 when it's safe for you to do so. I can't emphasize that enough. When it's safe for you to do so. It's not always safe to make a phone call while you're trying to leave. Second thing that you can do is evade. Simply put, hide. Try and find a location within the room that offers you some sort of protection. A wall that's made out of stone instead of drywall would provide you more protection. But if you don't have that, if you don't have that ability, just hide. Get under your desk. Interesting point, in Columbine, there was a teacher who was in her classroom and she heard the boys coming down the hall. She ran into her classroom, hid underneath her desk, and it was just a simple desk, simple like what we have here. And she hid on her desk, and there was a gap between the desk and the floor of about 1 inch. And she saw them standing right there. She was inches away. They started reloading their magazines on her desk. She thought for sure they were going to find her and that she was going to die. But they finished what they were doing. They didn't see anybody in the room. She was quiet as can be. They left. She survived that day simply by hiding under her desk. So it's really important to take this hiding thing to the maximum level. I mean, don't think that because something might not provide you protection that it's not safe to hide. Just hide. And if you do shut your door, try and put something in front of it. This graphic here shows a lady pushing a copier in front of the door. That's a great item, but we have other things, bookshelves, things of this nature. Lastly, if it appears imminent that your life is in danger, you should engage. What this means is not that we want you to try and kill anybody. We want you to disrupt the attacker long enough for you to be able to get away, or if there's multiple people in the same area, the more people there are can overcome one person, even if they do have a firearm. The idea, of course, is to incapacitate them, not necessarily to kill them, okay? So I just told you the things that you can do. What can you expect from your police? Well, understand first that the VA police will be the primary response force, which means when this thing starts, we're going to move directly to the threat. We're going to try and eliminate it. And unfortunately, what that also means is that we're not going to stop to render aid. It doesn't mean that we don't care about you. We absolutely do. It's just we want to terminate the threat so nobody else gets hurt. And when it's safe, we're going to come back and render aid, or at least clear the medical staff to come in and do that. We do have a couple pieces of equipment that we like to use when we're training with this. And the one piece that I like is called the ARC. It's the Active Threat Response Kit. And basically what it is a backpack with some medical stuff, but the great thing that makes this unique is that it has a small opening in the bottom, and I can pull out individual packs with easy to read instructions inside, bandages and a tourniquet, and I can hand it to anybody who we pass along the way. So we can throw a lifeline along the way. When you do encounter officers, please, again, show your hands, keep your hands visible, and follow all commands, and try not to grab onto the officer. What we've been seeing in a lot of these events that are on TV is people come out, they grab onto the officer and hide behind the officer. This makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? They have body armor, okay? So you want to get behind something that's going to stop anything from hurting you. But don't do that because you're actually impeding the officer's ability to respond. Also, keep in mind that when these things happen, it's not just going to be VA police here. You're going to see people from Delaware State Police. You're going to see people from Newcastle County Police, and really pretty much any agency that's in the area and not doing something else. So when you do call 911, we want you to tell us a lot of information, really. Obviously, a physical description of the people that are involved, anywhere that there might be casualties. If you are on the move and you're on the phone, tell us where you're going so we know how to account for you. Number of suspects, and as far as weapons go, if you know what type of weapons being used, great, tell us. But I really don't need you to be a weapons expert. You can tell me little gun, big gun. You can tell me big stick, little stick, bombs, things like that, okay? So the references for this is VA Handbook 0730/5. It's recently been published in the past year. Also Medical Center Memorandum 46007B.17. It's been published this past month. Please go onto the internet, take a look at it, okay? We will be doing a drill by the end of this month. It'll be in one of the outlying buildings, and it probably won't affect too many people, but the goal, of course, is to move into some of the other areas. So we can actually do this, go through the motions and know how to evacuate, know how to evade, things of this nature. Of course, prior to anything like that happening, we're going to come forward, we're going to talk about it. We're not just going to spring it on you because that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I know it's a terrible subject, you know, at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day for some of you. Are there any questions? Well, thank you very much for your time.
Good afternoon. A couple project updates. We have 6 West project for specialty clinics. Phase 2 progressing with expected completion. Now moved to the end of December. Phase 3, 6 Center, will then begin. At this time, all 6 East and 6 Center clinics will move into the new 6 West space. CBOP relocation, Cumberland County CBOP, Finland, New Jersey, Sussex County CBOP, Georgetown, Delaware. Construction progressing, ongoing activation meetings for preparation to move to New Cumberland County CBOP Clinic. Tentative date to move will be November 18th. 8 East Administrative Office will move into 8 East on September 8th, rescheduled due to Springer Head adjustments. Chief Medicine, Surgery, Ambulatory Care, and administrative staff, EO manager, and GPM will occupy front part of 8 East. Second part of 8 East has cubicles installed scheduled for September 7th, which is today. 8 4 West Short Stay Skilled Rehab Unit, ongoing activation meetings, nurse call contract awarded August 12th, will continue to prepare for implementation. Vacated 4 West and facility, preparing them for unit. Nurse call system contract award with tentative delivery this month. Kitchen Phase 3 completion scheduled for end of August, which hopefully it's done, with dietitian staff moving into their new offices, September 22nd. Phase 4 will then begin, ending completion December. New entrance on track to be completed by end of September, with furniture install scheduled for October 12th. Eligibility, enrollment, details with CPAC staff will occupy space in this area. Upcoming projects: 6 East, begin dental clinic project as soon as 6 West completed, beginning of next year, 2017. Design projects update, first floor pharmacy, privacy care, and other services. First design meeting completed on 7/21. Administrative building, first design meeting completed on 8/2 with AE and staff. AE on site from 9/7 through 9/9 to continue to walk through outer buildings and annex. Parking garage, new solicitation for contractors to submit their bids went out in August.
Oh, okay. Well, a pleasant good afternoon to everybody. Updates for patient care services. We're going to have our self-care for healthcare program. It's going to be rolled out September the 29th and the 30th. I have been discussing this for the last several town hall meetings, so it's finally coming to fruition. Just to give everybody a heads up, the program lead is Ms. Leanne Hyman. She will be presenting a year-long program. We contracted her company, and one of the pilots of this program was the Salem VA, was the first to launch this such program. During that time, they noted that 16% reduction in sick days, and other organizations reported an increase in staff engagement. I'm only referring to the nursing staff. The Wilmington VA, though, will be the second VA to participate in this program. Surveys will be conducted pre-program, and 6 months later, and again at the conclusion of the program, so a year later. So there will be 3 surveys that are going to be conducted. This program is a gift to the staff from your leadership team, senior leadership, that will allow us to focus, for you guys to focus on yourself in an effort to deliver the best care anywhere and the best care everywhere. Ms. Timon is a motivational speaker who authored the books of Chicken Soup for the Soul, The Nurse's Soul, and also the Chicken Soup for the Caregiver's Soul. Now let me give you a little bit of key points on how this will occur. There will be 5 sessions per day, a 40-minute presentation over the course of the launch day on the 29th and the 30th. This program will be videotaped, recorded for those who are unable to attend, and posted to our intranet. The program is also vetoed to our CBOC areas, and staff can dial in to listen. Ms. Timon will be touring the nursing units with the nurse managers and myself, and during that time, the staff will get their book for self-care for healthcare. All nursing staff will receive a copy of this book. Unit champions are currently being recruited, and now will work with our staff and the nurse managers over the course of the year. We also ordered bulletin boards are being purchased that will be hung in the break rooms that will highlight the self-care for her healthcare efforts being done throughout this year-long program. Also, another things that is happening within the patient care services is we're having our nurse manager retreat. That would be on September 9th. It's an all-day educational retreat for our nurse managers, and we have a speaker for them. We also have the annual skills fair starting September 14, 15, 16, 19, and the 20th. This is mandatory for all our nursing staff. It will be held on Building 5. I also want to give you some updates on our current recruitments. Amanda Stevens is the new evening shift nurse manager in the CLC. She's already have started. We also are going to have the 2 nurse managers that are starting on September 18th. One, our nurse manager in dialysis, which is Melinda Purnell, and our SSRU, our short stay rehab nurse manager, Olyemi, is also starting. Also want to give you an update on our current recruitments. As you very well know, we have throughout the year, we have our staffing methodology. We have completed that. We also now have to open our short stay skilled rehab. We're adding 4 more beds in the CLC, which has resulted in a lot of vacancies. Some are new positions. So currently, we still have 18 more candidates that we have selected and are waiting for HR for their onboarding. We now have 7 to 8 more positions that needs to be filled. That includes the 18. And we have an open and continuous hiring recruitment for all our vacant positions. I think it has been mentioned that the SSRU, for the unit updates, we have selected 3 additional nurse managers to our CBOCs. We're now just waiting for 1 more, and we just closed. That was for our Dover CBOC. Our SSRU, short stay skilled rehab, is slated to open hopefully by the end of October or early November, when everything, we now have great news. We now have our awarded the nurse call system. And also our dialysis, we now have hired our transplant coordinator that will be responsible for all the organ transplant. And at this time, I would like to highlight, I was reading our Delaware, those of you who received this, is the Delaware Nurses Association newsletter, and 2 of our staff have been recognized. So I just wanna, I hope they're in the audience, but if not, Maria Ash is our geriatric nurse practitioner. She was the guest editor for the Delaware Nurses Association's quarterly news journal. Maria is our palliative care nurse practitioner, and she's certified in geriatrics, hospice, and palliative care. We also was highlighted in the same newsletter was Marie Lupone. She published in the same edition, Meeting the Special Needs of Our Veterans with End-Stage Chronic Illness. Marie is a family nurse practitioner and an advanced certified hospice and palliative care nurse, and she's part of the HBPC staff and has been in the VA for over 10 years. That's all I have. Do you have any question for me? Thank you.
Okay, before we go on to the award recognition today. So, is Geraldine Johnson here? So we have 1 retirement this month. That's Geraldine Johnson, who's retiring with 16 years. So congratulations to her. Some service awards. With 25 years, we have Ruth Akisap Fausto. Mary Beth Stankovich. That was also 25 years. 30 years, we have David Hom. And with 35 years, we have Erica McCleary. All right. So something we haven't done in the past is when we've had special recognitions, a lot of times you receive something in the paycheck, but we don't really give recognition. So what we're going to start doing is presenting these special contribution awards, when you're recognized for individual or group efforts. So we had 2 of our nurses that were recognized with the Secretary's Award for Nursing Excellence, and that is Mary Hudson and Don Baker. Are either of them here? Oh, there's Don. I'm gonna ask Dr. Howell to come up. You want your picture? Yep. Dave likes to take them in front of the flag. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that would be good. So we've had lots of folks in acting roles that have helped us out over the last few months. So the first one I have is Vanessa Covington for her 4 East Interim Nurse Manager. Vicki Ebanks, on vacation, for the ICU ED Interim Nurse Manager. Chris Harper, I know, is on vacation. He was the Interim Chief of Police. Sarah Wilson, I think did she come? She's teaching class today, so acting EA to the Director. Dr. Measley, for acting ACOS for ambulatory care. Dorothy Davis, there she is, for the Specialty Clinic Interim Nurse Manager. Kelly Bowens, the Interim Nurse Manager for the Community Living Center. This is a group award, and this is for some folks that were instrumental in developing and publishing the Summer 2016 Patient Care Services newsletter. So I have Laura Selwood, who I think I saw, Carrie Andrews, and Donna Crossland.
Yeah, I'm good.
We're good.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, so we have recognition for a group for Unsigned Notes Working Group, and that was Roseanne Hiltner and Jeannie Stipe. So the next group, and I don't have what this is for. We have a group that did a great job of covering the mailroom during some vacancies. Tom Kohler, Melanie Kersey, Ken Butler, James Couch. Don't be shy. So you have Melanie and Ken. That's him. This is out of order. You had a Melanie? have Laura Selwood again, and Wilhelmina Bird for covering teams in, I'm guessing for primary care?
That's from me.
That's from Tiffany. So, Rita's not here? Okay. So Kathy Walsh won for Nancy Rose, who is our solo IV infusion nurse. Okay, great job, everyone. Next, we have our Eye Care Awards. So we have a certificate for advocacy for Kristen Anderson. One for excellence for Cheryl Baker. One for commitment for Louise Cologne. I know this one's here. Certificate of excellence for Nancy Kronmiller. Let me see what Nancy did. So this is from the wife of one of our veterans who attended an 8-week weight loss move class. And when it says, tell us about a staff who made your visit more pleasant, they said Nancy Kronmiller.
How nice, thank you so much.
But that's also yours. That write-up's for her too. You can read the whole write-up.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh.
Okay, Fred Scheib has a certificate for commitment. Okay. Fred goes out of his way to help patients and co-workers and maintains a safe environment for all. He is highly dedicated and always gives great customer service. Phlebotomy department. Phlebotomy, all right. Nope. We misplaced it. Okay. Are you sure it's here? Okay. Hang on a second. We'll be back. Sorry. Okay. This is Jessica Jackson and the Pack Team Hotel. Got them all? Awesome. Yes. So remember when you get the magical moments that they have the name of the veteran that nominated you if they put it on the form on the back of them. Great job. We found phlebotomy.
Oh, great.
Okay, so the next group, we have Tony Knight and Dr. Goganini from Kent County, and also included on that same one is our audiology department. Okay. Jana Luke and Diane Terranova. Jana. Jana. Okay. There you go. So we had someone that wanted to recognize our DAV representative, Sharon Macy. Lynn Morgan and Pat Woosley. Now, Lynn was here this morning. Carolyn Murphy and Thomas Santo Martino. Dr. Ruben Nalda and Kate Hanna. Okay, we have one for Lisa Nippon and Nancy Cronmiller. Dr. Victoria Oxholm. Okay, another group. Deidre Halliburton, Bernadette Conway, and Kyle Piccarello. Okay, Dr. Pitts and Denise Riley down at Kent County CBOC. Fred Scheib. This is getting to be a habit today.
Yeah.
Laura Selwood. You were good this month, girl. That's it.
Oh, that was so nice that you did that. Aw. Thank you.
So Renee Sickler and Dr. Burke. Another group, Diane Simmons, Kristen Anderson, Debbie Dunn, and Mary Louise Woodland. Another one for Diane Terranova. Edlyn Vivar. Hey, two. Congratulations. So how long have you been with us?
I transferred here from Philly May 2nd.
May 2nd. Great job. Welcome.